Mamay La Kaye. Mamay La Kaye is Creole. This is a popular song by Kassav called Caye Mama. So Caye means, literally translated in Creole, it would mean a house, a Caye. But on digging into this word, so popularly in St. Lucia, you will have a familiar refrain which is called Mamay La Kaye, which literally translates to the children of home, or the children of the island, or the children of the house. But when I started this journey, my goal was to take Creole words and try to recenter them and re-understand their origins and dig in for deeper meanings so that we can understand our history and better understand our culture, so we can tell it in the fashions of the old West African storytellers like the Jollies, or even the traditional storytellers that the Amerindians used to have, like the Kalinago and the Caribs. So with that, we will take from here Mamay La Kaye, which is a Creole, a famous Creole refrain to say Mamay La Kaye, which means the children of St. Lucia, what's up and what are you doing? So when you hear somebody shout Mamay La Kaye, it means the children of home, or the children of St. Lucia. But let us look at the definition of Caye. So when you think of Caye, think of the Florida Keys, the Keys. So the Caye, although we understand it, like I played that song, with being now in popular culture to mean a house, I want you to change your idea of just a house, like a one-person house, and more of a house, a clan, a tribe, a group. For example, the House of Ianola, or the House of St. Lucia, or Mamay Setlisi, right? So in that case now, when you think of the Amerindians, as we are now beginning to understand that they were not insular people, they were not just a group of people on the island of St. Lucia or St. Vincent or Martinique. They had canoes or pirogues or canoes, and they were more of an archipelago people. And so they traveled in between islands, all the way from the southern coast of America near Venezuela and the islands down there, all the way into the Florida Keys up north near Florida, the peninsula of Florida. When you think about them as a migratory, a moving people using their boats and their pirogues, which is well documented that these people, when the Spanish came in, they noticed them body surfing, they noticed them having their canoes and their boats that could hold 100 men, and they could navigate. They had their boating technology, they had their seafaring culture, and so they were already navigating the whole of the Caribbean. As a matter of fact, the Caribbean is named after the Caribs. And on many of those old maps, you could see what is called the Carib territories clearly outlined on those old Spanish maps. So now we take this idea of Caye and this word key, and then we find out a definition of keys taken from Wikipedia states, like the Florida Keys, for example, keys, K-E-E, key, or spelled K-A-Y, like a K or K, also spelled Caye, K-C-A-Y-E, like Mamay La Kaye. Also spelled C-A-Y-E. Keys is a small, low elevation, sandy island on the surface of a coral reef. Cayes occur in tropical environments throughout the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans, including in the Caribbean and the Greater Barrier Reef and Belize Barrier Reef. So then now you understand that key or Caye also means an island. Okay, so an outcrop of an island. So now you start beginning to understand Mamay La Kaye means people of the island, or of that particular island, or that tribe of that island. Okay, so it says the etymology of that word Caye or key is a Taino word for island, Cairi. It became Cayo in the Spanish, or Caye. So it is an Amerindian word, Cairi. And so now we're saying Mamay La Kaye, you get the Florida Keys, Key Largo, which literally means islands, or Caye, which is probably what the Amerindians called this place, Caye, right? And now we find it in the culture, and we can dig out by understanding Mamay La Kaye means people of the island, right? And not just people of the house or people from home, right? For example, a popular area is La Kaye in Haiti, right? It's a French, and the French referred to it as Okaye, right? It's a Haitian Creole word, and it's a commune seaport in La Kaye. It's the southern department of Haiti with a population of about 71,000 people, and it is isolated from the political turmoil of Port-au-Prince, sorry, and it is a very hustling and bustling place. It's one of Haiti's major seaports, and it exports 250 tons of something called vetiver. Now we have that in St. Lucia in our Creole language as well, and we call it voltiver. It's actually those reed grass, reed straws. So one of those big exports from that area is vetiver, which we have in Creole culture in St. Lucia called voltiver. There are lots of parallels, right? So it's not difficult to understand that Caye means island and not just house, and keys is another explanation for Caye, or Cairi, which is the original Taino term. So things have changed, but we're going back to the understanding of our history, using our local knowledge to ground what things may be. And now that we're using it kind of in a French way, we're saying Kaya's house, but actually it means more than that. It means tribe, it means a people, it means a Kalinago or grouping. So you have the Caye, the people from the Florida Keys. You have Caye, people from Martinique. You have Caye, people from St. Vincent. The Caye people from Dominica, or the people of that island. The Mamay La Kaye of Dominica. The Mamay La Kaye of all the way down to Agua Island in South America. Before we get into that, let me just say, for example, in Creole, if I met a fisherman and he told me he's going off on the Caye, he would probably also mean that he's going out in the reef to dive. I'm going diving on the Caye. Okay, so Caye in that case in Creole would mean in the reef, out in the water. So you see the similarities. And Caye in Creole also means a rock face or a cliff. So you see the similarity, Cairi, Caye, Keys, Caye, right? It's all this idea. Now we may understand it to be kind of a French Creole, but its origins is in Amerindian language, Cairi, which means like an island or a place, something out in the ocean surrounded by water, whether it's a reef, a sandy outcrop, or an island, right? So then, when you ever hear Mamay La Kaye, I want you to think broader, to reorient your thinking. When you hear Caye, Keys, when you hear the Florida Keys, I want you to think of island. So this is probably the words that are remnants of Taino language, a key, the Florida Keys, okay? When you hear Cayo in Spanish, this is a remnants of Cairi, the Keys, the Amerindian people's language is still permeating. So here we go, Mamay La Kaye, think of instead a house, a tribe, okay, a grouping of people. So Mamay La Kaye would, for St. Lucia, would be the Mamay of Ayanola. And then in that case you have Kayes from the Florida Keys, like I said, all to the south coast of America, like the Cayo de Agua, which is the name of the island off of the Eastern Caribbean, in the Eastern Caribbean Sea, belongs to the Los Roques archipelago off of the coast of Venezuela. So Mamay La Kaye is a Caribbean term to mean the people of St. Lucia, or the people from the island. But when we dig deeper into it, we begin to understand that Mamay La Kaye can also mean that a group of people, a tribe, a clan, which is a derivative of Cairi, which is a Taino language to mean an island. So when you hear Mamay La Kaye, don't just think of a house, think of a tribe, a clan, a group of people. So then you have a group of a tribe coming out of the island of St. Lucia. Then you have a tribe out of the Agua Island off of Venezuela. You have a tribe from a group of people who was there in the Florida Keys, in Grenada, in St. Lucia, in St. Vincent, in Dominica. All these were the Mamay La Kaye of Waitikibuli, of Ayanola, of the places that they're from, the islands. So are the people of the islands. The people of the islands, Mamay La Kaye. St. Lucia's Mamay are the Ayanola Mamay, or the Ayanola tribe, or the Ayanola clan. So this is it. Idikwi Kwa. Stay tuned for more. If you like the content, like I say, ring the bell so you can be updated when it comes out, and also subscribe if you like the content. Looking forward to hearing you to enjoy more. Enjoy your wonderful evening.